What do you think, Jake?
Can I say I don't care? I care because I think it's going to be a great series, and I think both these teams have shown themselves throughout this tournament to be such great players at this minor that they got a bright future. I know one gets instantly invited to the major.
That's not how it works.
That's a big deal, but I think they're both winners. However,
you think wrong.
That is more than just a big deal. That is the massivest deal that you can think of.
However,
Massivest
is a word.
Yes, go for it, Jake.
However, I think Tiger's got this one. Every single interview, Navi has said confidence. Sometimes that can be tricked. Tigers ain't gonna pick Io Gyro. Tigers ain't gonna fall for their schemes. I'm going for Tigers, baby.
All right, and keep in mind that during the games, every game again, you can vote for your Hex MVP, and this game will only start counting once the game actually begins. But you can vote during that game who you think is the most valuable player, and then as well at the end of the series, the talent here will decide who was the most valuable player of the tournament, and that player will get a prize provided by Hacks. So, a good one, yeah.
With a company like Hacks, you know it's going to be better than the crappy clay statue we gave Bulldog for sure.
Definitely true.
That Hacks gives out some snacks
Hey-o!
to the winner and me.
I was going to say, you're not getting any of that. All right, guys, we have been talking about these teams, but we haven't really discussed the draft, which has been so incredibly important. We've seen Blizzy's axe being banned or picked with devastating results.
Yep.
For whoever faced it, we've seen 1437 draft superbly yesterday against RNG as well, a team that many have said might be the best prepared team here.
And look at those bans from Navi there. These three core carries have been basically every game, and they just don't want to see them.
Yeah, I think both teams are well prepped to the Wisp. Tree Mag as well. The first pick, I think it'd be Enigma, Chen, or Axe, but they go for the first pick, Enigma. We talked about Blizzy Enigma. He is pretty formidable on the hero.
One of two heroes, as he said himself. However, I like Tiger's bans as well. They're going to ban out the Tree and Protector. We saw Navi run that 2 very, very successful games, and they also banned out that beautiful Magnus that we've been seeing as well. So these two teams are ready for this matchup, man. This is great.
They left by not banning any of the traditional bans. Wyvern in the pool, by the way, which is a great setup for Enigma as well, if you want to use that, Chris.
Is Weaver Crystal Maiden good enough to first pick?
I don't know about that. Obviously, Maiden alright after Weaver. Bro, Ranger.
Oh, it's a draw. Second pick. It's a disaster.
It's really, really good against CM Weaver, though. They don't apply any pressure, especially if he gets a BKB. And while, yes, Weaver in some ways can counter Drow if you're in a game you're ahead, I think any game Drow's even against, you just force him to go bad items. Yeah, just take over the map.
Just one silence, and Weaver dies so quickly.
Well, used to. But now they have Aeon Disc. So he's fine.
What?
You ever never built Aeon Disc Weaver?
That sounds really low damage. And
it's broken.
When do you buy it?
What are you talking
about?
It's
broken, bro. You can't kill them.
Do you buy it first item?
You guys will see. You'll see.
That's like, it's like you can't kill, I don't know, like an ant or something, but it's not going to bother you.
But they could still rotate that Weaver to support, right? They don't have to use it as a core.
I don't like that at all, though.
I don't either. Then you have two supports that can't cancel Black Hole through BKB.
But they can't kill anybody.
But they can save people.
See?
No. They just need an answer for Enigma. I hate seeing Enigma in the enemy team and you don't have any answers. Just
Agreed.
Why didn't you just pick Silencer and Weaver instead?
Agreed.
Maybe they're thinking the Chen is coming out.
Silencer is like the best support you can pick against Enigma. No matter what stage of the game, you can just click that one button.
That's easy. It's much easier to hit one button than multiple buttons.
That is.
Oh, I've experienced that, yes.
Yeah.
Abaddon versus Doom, as in, yep. I like the one button strat.
All right, Tiny is an answer we saw for Draw Ranger earlier. Kind of getting her face blow her up before she can do anything. So like that pick from Tigers. That's why you don't second pick Drow.
I think it'll be a support Tiny. You just want to lane that against the Enigma. It's really effective at killing the Eidolons. Core Tiny gets threatened throughout the game because you take so much damage from Midnight Pulse and Black Holes pure.
And a Dizzler.
I love the Dazzle pick. That's so good. Defensive Weave against a Weaver strat. the aggressive power against a tiny that has 0 armor. Wow.
Pretty good. And make sure that Drow doesn't die. Well, if he's quick enough, you gotta have lightning quick fingers for that, but could happen.
You can even lane that with the Enigma to heal up those Eidolons so they don't die.
Oh,
Laning stage.
surround them with the babies. That's a deadly strat.
The babies.
5 seconds remaining.
All right, I think we got some time here. 1437 has done some amazing drafts this tournament, like that Outworld Devourer that we saw. Yep. I mean, he just brings them out. So Pangolier.
That's the hero we saw them before.
They went real quick with that decision. Somebody suggested Pango, and 1437 was like, whoa, that actually sounds pretty sick.
Yeah.
And 2 seconds later, he scooped it up. So not even thinking about it too much. They're just like, oh, snap, crackle, pop, the Moon Pango, a hero we've seen him perform excellently on. One of, I'd say, the best 3 in the world.
Yeah, and they played that against him Enigma a few days ago, and it worked really great, really good in the lane, of course. So, yeah, why not? So now they want to pick up something with the Drow. Mirana is not banned.
As a team, how much do you think about the fact that it's a best of 5 rather than best of 3? Is that at all in your head?
Of course
I
not.
think so. You just play some Dotes.
All right.
Let's play some Dotes.
All right, you know what? I gotta say, I like Tigers a lot. I know you guys think you don't have a chance, but look at their backline Pierce, man. Look at their stuns with Pango.
They just don't have enough damage. You're going to have a Grave to deal with. You still can't cancel BKB Enigma Black Hole. And the Storm is going to have a free game jumping on top of Weaver. They don't have a stun for Storm right now.
They got Crystal Maiden. They
That
got
doesn't
Mighty. They got
count.
Pango.
That doesn't count at all. This isn't the movie Frozen, okay? The most powerful character in this movie is not the Ice Princess.
Well, actually, the most powerful character was actually Love in that movie.
Yep.
So you're a dumbass.
And the troll. The trolls.
And the troll was also quite strong.
You did get trolled.
Earth Spirit. Nice silence against Weaver. Oy, oy, oy.
Frontliner for sure.
And it's really nice to combine a high reach core like Storm with another support that can get right on top of an enemy. They play around one another very well, and as you said, they can hunt that pesky princess along with the Weaver the entire game.
Well, you're really overlooking it. It's just Storm Spirit and Earth Spirit. You just pick up the brothers.
That's true. And brotherly combination do work quite well in Dota.
No.
That's why you
Which
still
brother?
have a
Got
team.
the limp?
Oh, wait.
Well, yes. I remember.
Let's take it easy here. Sorry. Now, will Tigers pick Ember Spirit and we'll have a real lore fight on our hands? That'd be dope.
I don't think you can pick Ember into the damage output of the Navi lineup right now. You get crushed by a Storm in lane with Drow Aura.
That is true.
Draw our, in 2018, though, in laning phase, 2 damage.
That's true.
All right. So what do we need? A mid laner for Tigers? Let's see. Could it be? Is this the one?
The one what?
Zeus! How does Storm Spirit get anybody with a NIMBY on their head? How does Enigma get an Ags with a NIMBY on his head? How does anything happen? Meepo! What in God's name? The first Meepo of the tournament, and it's in the grand finals of the Tigers. Rounding out their draft, and the question is, gentlemen, you like that? You hate it? You like it?
It is a hard counter to Storm. Kind of goes both ways against Enigma. The Meepo has to snowball really hard to win this game. If you're Navi, you want to extend the laning phase and try and just ensure you don't feed to Meepo, kill towers early, and take over map control. If Meepo snowballs super hard, he can carry by himself, but it's going to be tough.
Now for your Tigers.
I have to go first?
Yeah, you're in the corner.
It's an obvious one, honestly.
I'm going to go with Navi, because beating Meepo is very easy. Just ask me, the expert.
Go for it,
He
Bulldog.
is wrong, because now his lineup would suck.
Wow.
You pick a draw, you don't have any draw heroes? What is this? That's going to be awful. It's going to be Tigers. Easy.
What do you think, Jake?
Meepo sucks, but, however, you don't pick a Drow. See you later. I'm going with Tigers.
I'm going for Navi because Blizzy's Enigma has done it before. I think he's going to do it again. But it's not up to us. Thank God. Let's find out what's going to happen in the first game with Odie, Pixel, and Fog.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Navi versus Tigers here in the grand final of the Corsair Dream League Season 10. Both teams playing off in this best of 5 to have a shot at that top spot here at the championship and that ticket to the major in just over a week's time. I'm Odie Pixel, I'm here with Fog, and boy, what a way to start the grand finals. We're getting a Meepo.
We've got Meepo. Yep. And not only just a Meepo, we've got Pangolier too. Moon Meander displayed one of the best Pangolier performances that I've seen. Period. He did not die in that game at all. No. And his itemization was excellent. I loved how he went this like support like utility build, and it was versus Enigma as well.
It was, and what he does, and one of the smart things, you get the basher
too.
Well, the fact that it's the counter to sort of the BKB Enigma. You get the basher, you get the swashbuckle, bam. How is he ever going to cast it? You can't itemize against that.
But what if he bashes one of the things in front of it?
Well, he's got a funny angle. I'm expecting.
It can be a cool thing.
He's a smart man. He knows his trigonometry or whatever the mathematic term is to do with angles and stuff. Pythagoras, he's got it.
I'm a big fan of like the blink Yules in particular versus the Enigma, because you blink on top of the Enigma with your ulti, you Yules, and Enigma you need to someone has to force staff him or he has to get the BKB up, because otherwise you just get chain stunned by that Pangolier, which could end up happening. But we have to get to that point too, because there's a Meepo. This hero can run away with games incredibly fast. And Owen, as a Meepo expert, how do you feel?
In terms of the Meepo game, it's pretty damn good.
It's a pretty good Meepo.
I feel it's pretty damn good Meepo game.
He can do incredibly well in the lane. I think he can really crush a Storm as soon as he gets those levels built up, and he can even just jungle. He can outpace, and we're going to see the double Wraithband build that was a build that was popularized quite early on.
But there's some things that are annoying. You sort of look at the AOE. The Gusts kind of sucks to play against. The Earth Spirit, if he's on point with the control, and Enigma, sort of throwing down a Midnight Pulse. If your micro's not up to par, you're suddenly going to be stuck in this awkward area where all your Meepos are slowly dying. But that's the trick. You see, they're slowly dying. You look at this lineup in Navi, there's nothing that's going to go kablam and just delete a Meepo. You know what I mean? You're not just going to see nothing is going to splat a Meepo immediately. So if you can sort of buff up and get those stats built up as we do expect with sort of the stacking of smaller items, you could have a pretty good time. But we'll see how much pressure's put on early, and hey, who knows? It's a drow strat. They come out on top of the first 10 minutes and Navi could start running away with the game in the first 20.
If Ajit didn't get hit by that boulder, Seneko was rolling under tower there. That was a risky play there by the Earth Spirit. But look at this. We're already talking about emphasis on the Meepo. They're dual laning him, and they even tried to snipe his courier at the beginning.
I like it. So these first few levels, make sure the Meepo can't get that early CS. He's probably going to catch up, but you can certainly sort of control how long it's going to take him to catch up. You make sure that he doesn't get that easy lane at the start, because if he does so, he's going to constantly be ahead of the game. And against these heroes, be able to waltz into sort of any lane that he wishes and find the kill with a lot of good synergy, a lot of good setup around him, whether it be sort of a toss into position or other heroes initiating, buying time for the Meepo to walk up and find those kills.
Yeah. And they did this, I don't know if they had this exact same lane though, but they love having the Pango versus Enigma in the mid game, but also in the lane. Because now you've got these double nukes that you can apply to kill those Eidolons, and it's a mixture, right? It's a mixture of magical and physical, so those Eidolons, they have crazy magical resist, but your Swashbuckle is great versus that, and they have a CM on top. So you can spam out, kill those Eidolons. Even if he's going to be denying creeps, he's going to be losing Eidolons for sure in that lane.
We can see at the moment Snake able to pull the creeps right round between the tier 1 and tier 2 on their bottom lane, so they can have a safe place to sort of farm those and keep themselves away from the two of Tigers down there on the safe lane. The mid lane CS at the moment, 8 for 6 on Arjit compared to Magical on the 8 for 3, so very close. Obviously that little bit of a help that Magical had at the start, helping them to keep that lane even. Top lane, Crystallized, struggling in farm. It's going to be a slow start for the Drow, not the easiest way to hit the creeps. And Tiny, he may not have a lot of last hits, but he's getting those denies, which is certainly going to help slow down the leveling of this Drow, make sure that early level 6 doesn't come at a crazy time to sort of enable the Storm Spirit in the mid and the Enigma down bottom. And mid lane, bit of a go onto Magical, couple of poofs. Just making sure that Magical knows his place as Arjit, ready to step up and amp up the pressure with this Meepo as those early levels come flying in.
Yeah, in usual Storm versus Meepo matchups, the Meepo is going to win, but now he has a CM or a 2. So it's like you can constantly get those poofs off always. Storm can still get last hits, but you're going to get out denied.
Moon, he may find some action here. Seneko does still have the ability to roll away. As Moon is chasing, Moon's going to have Swashbuckle back up in 5, but already the sow starts to tick. sure it gets cancelled, but Snake needed to pop it there. If he didn't, the swashbuckle would have been enough. And at the same time, in the mid lane, Arjit sets up, gets the first blood onto Magical as the solo Meepo. Friendly tip comes out of Moon as he knows that this is Arjit off to the beautiful laning start. And this is the dream. You know, you have a Meepo on your team. Sometimes you look towards that mid lane and you're like, oh my goodness, he's struggling. But Moon's looking towards his mid. He's seeing his Meepo get first blood. He knows Arjit. He's in the zone.
Yeah. I think No Tail was one of the big ones that talked about it. People, when Queen of Pain was picked a lot and Meepo would be picked, it would be like, ah, game's over immediately. Because he's just like, the lane is like impossible to play and the mid game just gets super difficult. And Ajit, 17 and 10 already versus Magical. Full mana as well. He's even going for triple Wraithband, not just the double Wraithband strat. And like you mentioned, the top lane, 9 denies on Tiny. Drow Ranger's animation, not the best, and he's versus two heroes that have great animations and high base damage between the Weaver and the Tiny. So already Tigers, this is 4 minutes in and they're a 2k advantage because of these lane setups, which are absolutely beautiful.
That's a scary start from Tigers. There's Navi. Now this Drow lineup, they never sort of want to be playing from behind in these very early stages of the game.
Yeah. They at least have, of course they have the Blizzy Enigma. Oh, is this going to be a toss back?
Crystallize coming a little too far up the lane as he will accept his fate. No escape from there as another kill for Tigers.
Brutal start for Navi. They're really going to have to... A lot of pressure is going to be put onto Blizzy in particular because the Magical is going to have a struggle time already, as we're seeing on the Storm Spirit. Drow Ranger is going to have a big struggle. And Earth Spirit, he isn't the big force that he was in the past where he could just go lane to lane, try to get these kills. This hero actually relies a lot on how well your actual laning heroes are doing. And Navi, right now, it's definitely looking a bit rough.
Bit of an attempt here onto Moon, but Moon's forgot the backup. A two-man shield crash comes into play as 1437 sets it up with the slow. Tigers again getting the kills. 3 kills so far mid lane. Arjit being tickled a little bit by Magical, but no real threat from the Storm. And just level 5 against this Meepo. Not enough burst to sort of beat him down through the HP that he has on the two of them. Ooh, little attempts of cancelling the salve, but Chew with a sweet sidestep will keep that salve ticking.
I think the really advantageous thing also is like you look at Navi's lanes and they're very predictable. They can't actually vary at all. When you look at Tigers, they have a lot of ways that they could have switched it around, right? So like the laning advantage, Tigers had it set up from the draft.
Absolutely. They really did. They had a lot of fallbacks, a lot of ways to react to anything that Navi did in terms of their lane matchups.
They need this. They need this to go a bit better, as the toss back is already happening.
Navi in a tricky position. Frostbitten. And without a hope in the world, Chew caught out this top lane, just getting absolutely smashed now. In fact, all lanes just looking to be a rough start for Navi. All cores finding the farm on Tiger's lineup. As again, top, Zephyr.
Another toss back.
Oh, and it's going to be another free kill. The Frostbite sets up for more money into the bank of the Wonder Kid, aka In Your Dream.
Magical's level 5. Our Meepo's probably level 8 already.
Oh, and they're dying in an Crystallized top. Crystallized does have Seneca by his side. Is there anything that he can do to help him? I don't think so. The Frostbite locking down yet another double kill for the Weaver, and they're not done yet. They're going to try for Seneca's while they have the Avalanche. He's already thrown out the kick. Seneca will fall at 6.5 minutes in. It's a triple kill for Wonder Kid. 5k lead now for Tigers, as they have come into this best of 5 grand finals absolutely roaring.
Incredibly prepared too. This is so troublesome for Navi with the Drow lineup. You're losing all 3 lanes. Your supports are going to be extremely underleveled because of this. And the sides of Tiger, they're all enabled. They all have CM aura. They're all getting these early item timings. And panel mentioned, like Kyle said, they want to snowball with Meepo. This is one good setup. Yes. Getting Magical involved as soon as he gets 6. Same thing with Blizzy. Getting themselves at least a kill on the board.
Yeah, it may be sort of the black hole used, but yeah, you hadn't got a kill yet on the team. It's huge, you know, even not necessarily so in terms of the numbers, but just to the feeling, you know. You're like, all right, guys, we can get this done. We can make things happen. It's not going to be easy. But Navi, they can band together and make these sort of plays. It's going to be so tough, though, because top lane Crystallized getting punished yet again. Still just level 4 on the Drow Ranger at 7.5 minutes in. Chew, he's got nowhere to run either. Just a level 3 Dazzle, all on his lonesome. Same time down bottom, Moon gets in on top of the Enigma, and it just doesn't stop. Tigers, relentless with their fury.
And Meepo's going to have a Blink Dagger level 10 or almost. It's 8 minutes in. He can hunt the Storm Spirit, or he can hunt anybody on the map, really. The supports on the side of Navi are going to be so limited. This one's looking real rough on.
It is. And sort of the worrying thing for Navi is I don't think you can attribute it to say, oh, they managed to get a Meepo pick through the draft. This is, you know, sure, the Meepo, he's having a great time, but the other lanes as well. You know, this is much more than just a Meepo problem this game.
Blink dagger already done. Time to hunt.
As Navi,
They're going to have to set up.
they have to perfectly use their silences to sort of set up something huge.
I think they just have to sit behind people. They have to be prepared immediately for someone to get those, but Meepo's going to kill them. Here's the 3 Meepos already with a blink dagger. Those poofs, it's going to pretty much one-shot anybody this early in the game.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets on top of them. So they have to have people prepared. I think this Earth Spirit or Storm Spirit just have to pretty much be ready to take these fights whenever possible.
That's mid lane. Playing it safe.
Gets the ghost off.
Ghost comes out and Arjit will be dissuaded from diving further for Crystallize. Crystallize is trying to find somewhere to find the solo XP to get him that level 6 online. Top, they've got the opening onto Zephyr. They're coming straight away, but he turns for the avalanche off the 2 of them. They're going to roll forward, look to commit for the kill. Zephyr's going for the TP out, he makes it away.
And now Arjit's going to come in.
Oh, and he's going to look for the cleaner. Magical will TP out. Seneca will not be quite as fortunate. Chu does go for the self-grave and TP back to base to keep himself alive. But again, Tiger's just getting these kills and not letting up any more to Navi. Blizzy to see 1437 invading the jungle, but even as this offlane Enigma, he cannot alone kill the CM. As 1437 is able to walk away, Arjit keeps the pressure on the tier 1 tower. The CM now in trouble though. The rotation from Magical comes in as he TPs down towards the bottom.
But because he has to move around so much in the storm, he can't lane versus Meepo. Meepo level 11 claims his tower already.
I mean, he can't lane against many of these heroes now. As far ahead as they are, Spoon. They're all out. In fact, they're all about. Maybe see if you can play around for Seneca long enough to get the kill. He needs a couple more bounces, but he's getting a little awkward with the angles. Still
Arjit's
able to create the distance, though, and indeed with Arjit jumping in, roots there onto Seneca. More guts and glory taken by Arjit.
And Tigers is relentless. So they're putting these deep vision immediately because they've already claimed the 2 of the tier 1s at this early game. 10 minutes in. It's a 10k gold lead at 10 minutes, Owen. Their Earth Spirit, he buys the tome, but I still don't even know if they're level 6 on the supports on the side of Navi because they're spending so much time running from lane to lane trying to fix the disaster that's happened.
Crystallize has got to be careful, but at least there's no Arjit in the neighborhood. He's sort of the big initiator when it comes to diving towers.
I think he might go boots of travel on Meepo. With the pace that this is going, okay, win treads. Just kidding. He goes for the stats, but I thought he might just be able to apply pressure to all the lanes if he went for that, but they're already kind of are anyway. As Zephyr now kind of claim this top lane, and Weaver's just kind of jungling, giving the Tiny the experience. So for Navi, they have to pretty much live behind people.
He's trying to lead in, see if he can go for the walk-in black hole onto Moon, and he does still get it. Able to walk forward, he has the backup with him as Navi. No time to look for a second, but Arjit, he's in with the push, straight on top of the magical Storm Spirit. Storm's gone. Blizzy, can he really set something up? They brought Crystallize in as well to be a huge kill if they can find it, but there's one at the back of the Gust. Stopping the boost for now. Can they kill this Meepo in time? The poison touch comes out. They can. They get Arjit, but they lose 2 more. As both Seneko and Blizzy have fallen. Wonder Kid striking back as Navi, they've lost 3. He's going to look to dive in for this. He can feel confident as he still has the ability of the time lapse, but he had 2 times underneath the tower. It doesn't matter. The timing's still there for the time lapse to come out as Navi effectively getting team wiped by Tigers. Wonder Kid stays alive. It's 17 to 5. 12 minutes coming up on the clock. It's an 11k lead for Tigers, and Navi try as they might there to sort of punch back on that bottom lane. They still end up losing everybody.
They literally had to bring everyone to try to just kill this Meepo. They had to expend everything, but they had to use the Black Hole and the Pangolier first to get him down, because the way Moon's itemized, we know he goes for this like defensive kind of utility build with that Vanguard being tanky so it absorbs the spells, and oh man. They get themselves something here, but we see on that net worth, Drow Ranger, bottom 4, behind the support Tiny. Even the Enigma and the Storm Spirit, they're almost at the same level as that Tiny. The 3 cores on Tigers just running away with this game.
Yeah, they just absolutely crushed the laning stage, and they've got the perfect heroes to sort of keep ahead with that.
Yep.
They can make so many plays happen around the map, whereas now for Navi it's a lot harder. They'll try, they'll roll, and they get the magnetize out. Crystallize leading forward. Seneko has to back away. They do have to lock down onto one of the Meepos. Can they kill off RG in time? They're trying their best, but they can't close the gap. As Moon's in with the rolling thunder, holding Navi away. They finally do get the kill on RG as he ticks down to the magnetize, but they've lost 4. Make that 5 as Blizzy, held in place by the Avalanche, dies as kid, gets the triple kill. Every time Navi try and find at least one kill from Tigers, it costs them their full 5-man. As again, another team wipe for Tigers, 13 minutes in, 2 team wipes already. Not often that we see that sort of frequency of team wipes coming out of this early stage of the game, but we see it here. They throw everything in to kill off Arjit. They do get him, but it takes so long. And by the time that they have Moon, he's already in position to just roll around, create all sorts of havoc as Navi just can't get past him.
They will get a kill in the meantime, though, I believe, on the Crystal Maiden. So while I think 1437 was coming back from warding expedition or going up to get wards, I think it was coming back because he plays some very deep. So they want to keep applying this pressure on Tigers. Panel said it, you know, they want to be snowballing the game. Meepo is snowballing, but now it's not just a Meepo snowballing. This Weaver is completely out of control, too. A defusal finished up already at this point, coming out on the carrier. So he can just go hunting by himself, pretty much, looking for any of these heroes. Even a Storm Spirit, this early in the game, his mana pool is not the highest. He can get burned down pretty quickly by if he's disabled once or twice, if he zips in too far. Navi, I think this the biggest thing is, though, just like defend their jungle, have these wards positioned, and have your TPs ready. You have to keep yourself a little bit healthy on mana, and also with your ultis prepared whenever Tigers is going to set up for these dives for them to try to have a comeback in this game. But it's so damn difficult, really. 13k, 14 minutes. Meepo's at this incredible pace. He's going to be rushing that Ethereal Blade too to just get even more burst damage, protect his teammates too if possible if they do get focused by the Drow Ranger. And we could see the pace up for a Roshan pretty soon too. They get another fight win like that, 4 heroes wiped, they'll go straight into the pit if Meepo's alive.
No one up top, Seneko. He's been found out. As the movement from Tigers comes in through the jungle, they know that Chew's around in the trees as well. As straight up with the root from outside of the trees, they get it out onto the Dazzle. Chew surrounded, he'll go for the self-grave, but the Frostbite's there to hold him down afterwards. As again, Tigers cleaning up kill after kill 24/7.
Immediately, they run for Crystallize. He shows himself for a moment. Zephyr is trying to get on top of him with the haste, but Crystallize will hide himself in the trees at least and survive for now. As 1437, his job is just to run around placing these wards, just so they can see wherever this Drow Ranger is trying to catch up, because they know Navi's just on full-blown recovery mode.
1437's found him. Frostbite buying some time. The rest of Tigers starting to head over. Can they close the gap? Moon trying to jump down to the lower ground with the shield crash, doesn't quite make it. So Crystallize will be able to walk back to safety and into the arms of Chew.
Magical's trying to get some farm up. He's increased it a bit here, almost with the Kaya finished on level 12. Then he can always have mana to be at least like going for those contestations if whenever Tigers does go for those deeper plays. But still so damn difficult. Tigers just, they have so much map control here, and they're farming absolutely everything. Looks like Ajit's just going to finish that Ethereal Blade while 1437 continues being on this warding. Moon Meander farming in an aggressive stance, feeling very confident. And look at all that. The Obs and the Sentries, yeah, they're just completely trying to control and suffocate Navi off the map so that they can't try to catch up. Tigers knows how incredible of a position that they're in right now.
Has a 16-minute E-Blade. Picked up by Arjit.
Blink, E-Blade, Treads, and the triple Wraith Band.
And then Chew.
Unbelievable time.
It's going to take a creep to the face. There's top lane. Seneko and Magical, they're trying to go onto Wonder Kid, but he's so damn scary they have to roll away. TP out of there, just get away from the big old bug.
They just make their way into the pit during all that too. They don't even have to go for a team fight wipe. Ajit's strong enough to be able to take it, but since he's the Meepo, he gets the lifesteal talent, and then he's able to do it quite easily. They even throw a fusion field on top to give him some assistance. And that pace, we don't see Meepo too much, but it's that 1 level per minute, right? You want to hit level 25 roughly around the 25-minute mark in the game, and our Meepo, he's level 17 at 17.
Now he's having the perfect game so far, Arjit.
Yep.
May have died the 2 times, but both the times he died were fights where, as we saw, it was a resounding success for Tigers, despite his death.
This Drow is just never going to be able to catch up in this game. He has no place to farm.
Now stop Seneko. Get the roll up, but someone's there waiting for him. It's Zephyr. The big old rock man. Tosses him back. Another kill. Surely to go the way of the Weaver. Stick charges. Will buy some time for Seneko. Moon says stop messing around, Weaver. I'm going to clean up the kill. Same time down bottom. Arjit gets himself on top of Chew. Crystallize. Oh, he's hiding. He's praying. But here comes Arjit and he's slaying. Triple kill for Arjit.
Oh, I mean, we've been saying it for a while, but this game looks impossible for them to really try to play because they have to try to get farm on the map. But Tigers have controlled the map so well with all those aggressive wards that 1437 has placed, and just their constant movements.
I think it's going to come down to this with Blizzy. He's got the money for the Blink Dagger. Obviously wants to get the two of them. Just hoping for a Blink Black Hole that could maybe change sort of the momentum of it. It feels like it's their only chance now at this point.
It's got to get 5 heroes.
It's got to get 5. It's got to, well, in this game, it's got to get 9 heroes.
It's got to get 9 heroes, but he's also got an Aegis. So if he does get caught, he's going to come back.
Dire's middle tower has
As full dominance continues. 1k gold per minute advantage on Tigers does not slow down.
No. Sorry, our maths is terrible. It's 8 heroes, isn't it?
Is it 8? It's 8 for now, right? Wait, it's 8 total, you're right. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so
what if he gets what if he gets an 8?
Viewers didn't know. Yeah, yes.
There you go.
No, he's not doing that. I can't remember the last time I ever saw a pro ever get Aghanim or something.
Same. Yeah, it's a dead item.
It's, yeah. If it didn't have to be in an item slot, then maybe. But it does. And
if you could eat it like a moonshard, right?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Blink Dagger on Zephyr, he can look to go hunting as well now. He can't get the... Actually, this is only 974 HP if he's not on Strength Treads. He's got to be a little careful of getting comboed. Sineko will be trying to protect his advantage.
Zephyr, but Zephyr quick with the blink. Not to be caught out by the rock. Has out his moon. And look who he's found. Rolling into Navi's half the town. As both Crystallize and Chew pay the price for being in the middle of the warpath, being stomped down by Tigers. It's 31-7. The slaughter never ends. 19k lead, 19 minutes in. As Tigers now ready to bring the fight to the next level. They're into the base, they're onto the tier 3 towers. There's Navi. They've got very little to utilize in terms of holding. They have a black hole. That's pretty much their best bet at the moment. He's still yet to spend the money, Blizzy.
He's squishy too. He's got 1100 HP versus this high damage poke lineup that Tigers has drafted as well. They've got so many things that can just be thrown at him from a distance.
He's got to catch everyone. And Tigers unlikely to let that happen if the play is anything to go by so far this game.
They've even got a full Crimson Guard too, and just in case the physical damage will come through, it'll be blocked out heavily. But there is a good amount of magic on Navi, but it's ever so difficult. It's magical. He's trying to do what he can to try to delay this mid push. He's cutting the creep wave in the mid lane. And they don't have creeps, so that will stop the push. Nice delay of game for Navi. They just need to they need to buy some time for some miracle to happen for this Storm Spirit to make it to the later stage of the game somehow. But he's versus a Meepo who, like we said, one of the better heroes. Especially once you get off to a good start, you'll have your Hex at great timing. You'll have that E-Blade. You'll be able to hunt this man constantly whenever he shows himself.
Just getting so much out of the map as he pushes these side lanes out. Just any little bit of gold that could push Crystallize and push Magical just that further ahead, that sort of item up that could give them a fighting chance. But as it stands, every single fight, Tigers are going to come in a few weight classes stronger.
Yeah, Hex finished now, so he can kill literally anybody he grabs, but there is a BKB now on Blizzy. There is no way for Tigers to stop a BKB Black Hole.
Unless he gets the Basher.
Unless he gets the Basher. I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah, he's not until later. I think he got it like 6th item in the game before. Let's Crystallize. Pushes the lane out as far as he can. Quickly TP's out. He's got the Shadow Blade and the Aghanim's queued up this game, so prepared to sort of be pushed inside the base, and now outside of the base.
Oh my.
But he's not dying. Arjit is very tanky. He's going to get it up too. They do finally get him, and Blizzy with the BKB Black Hole holds his ground, locks down Moon, but Moon already with the sort of the damage resistance from the Crimson and the Shield Crash. He just doesn't die. Blinks forward, a second Shield Crash finishes off Blizzy, and again, every time Arjit dies, Navi loses the fight.
Navi tried to make the big play though. The Aegis got reclaimed. They tried to make the move on the Meepo, but Tigers, they're in position ready for that one. Meepo buys back and he's ready to go. Now there's a black hole. Now there's no big team fight on the side of Navi to try to bring him down.
A 24k lead, and Tigers already back in position outside of the base of Navi. In fact, Zephyr, he's straight into it. He leads him with a blink dagger. May have gone a step too far, though. Sinenko's in on top of him. It's straight away in response. They get the silence to cancel the freezing through. They're looking to get on top of him. They same as disable with the Vortex. They get the kill. No, Arjit blinking in, ready to fight back and get revenge for his fallen teammates. He'll take down one, take down two. Buyback from Sinenko, but they're without Blizzy for a full minute. Magical has got the buyback. The Tigers themselves, they've also brought back everybody that can to keep this push going as the full 5-man. Navi having to defend as 4. With the jump in again, Tigers, they're ready to pounce. Sinenko being beat down by Zephyr. They've got the root, they have the Hex in control. Straight away, a Grave will be there to buy some time for Magical. He just get the zip off because of it. The Grave will keep Storm alive, but RG and the team, they're onto the second set of racks, moving down this bottom lane. They'll clean up a full racks, 2 full racks now. As Tigers, they're ready to look for more. Magical tries to zip in, quick Born Lightning to dodge the avalanche. The Tigers, they're looking for the entirety of the base. Arjit is eyeing up that top set as the weave wears off him. 10 seconds until Blizzy's back. How long until the black hole? It's still going to be a while longer, I imagine. Yes, still a full minute until that's there for the fight. As Zephyr just holding back Navi. Blizzy's going to TP forward aggressively, but as I say, he has no black hole to offer. Only a midnight pulse. He'll drop it down amongst the racks, but the melee's already fallen. Crystallize trying to prioritize taking down Zephyr. They do get the Vortex to drag back Tiny as Zephyr will drop. He's dead for 70. Can they get more? Glimmer Cape keeps 40-37, the distance that he needs to get away.
Got the aggressive weave down 2 on the Meepo, so Tigers still back up for a moment. They've already done, I mean, immense game-winning structural damage. Storm and Drow behind that support Tiny in the game, and we see the 3 cores from Tiger just, yeah, skyrocketing. I believe, is Meepo 25 yet? He's almost there. Oh, 25 minutes. Level 24, pretty good. Ajit 14-3-3. They've just had so much luxury in this game with the way they set up their lanes. Everything went perfect for them.
I don't think you can do a Drow strat against this team. And if you do, you just need some sort of earlier sort of fighting, you know, some sort of, and they get wham bam. And they don't have it. They want to try and get Arjit that 25 as impressively timed as possible, and it's certainly going to work out. He's going to hit it this sort of 25, at least 26 minutes in on the Meepo.
Last attempt of the game for Navi. They need to hope for something massive here.
They have the black hole.
Oh, 600 health now on the Meepo too, so he barely died in that last time. Thrown a little bit more HP.
They've got to somehow get in a high ground position and just hope that Tigers walk into their hands.
They've got Ward down too, at least to watch Tigers, but the base, the bottom lane is being pushed in. Magical has to be very careful for that Hex coming out of Meepo.
As soon as they've showed, if they don't find something immediately, they cannot stick around.
Their base was all being pushed in too. I mean, it's 26 minutes, but there's 2 sets of Raxes pushing in already. So those creeps, they definitely cause issues, and they reveal whenever you try to make those type of smoke plays. That's Tigers now. They're all grouped up. Roche is going to be respawning too if they really want to be super careful, but they can definitely just go for fighting.
I think you need to give this, give these creeps to the Enigma maybe. Okay, don't do so. He's so close to having to blink. Sell something, just get that blink on you.
Yeah,
get that blink on you so you can try for the big old play.
Just kind of need it. All right, round 2. Try to catch him outside the base before they get on the high ground set up.
With the smite, they'll find Moon on the front lines. They don't want to commit a black hole onto him straight away, but they will jump forward with Magical. BKB's going to be popped by Blizzy, and your dream coming in for the side. Blizzy trying to hold back and wait for the opportune time to black hole. He'll pop it onto Moon. Moon gets the rolling thunder out there and will survive. The freezing filled out, as they cannot get out. They've lost Blizzy, they've lost Sinega, they've lost Chew. They'll lose Crystallizes. GG is called. Tigers turning up to this best of 5 grand finals with an absolute whopper of a game 1. Not even close. They absolutely stomped Navi here in this game. The draft played out perfectly. Navi caught off, and maybe the last time we see them try a Drow strat against this team. It just feels like it's just too slow to make anything happen. Tigers, it feels like they played against a million Drow strats in the past, and they know exactly how to tackle it.
And you also have to just watch out for last pick Meepo. Yeah. Like that, Ajit just completely destroyed the game, right? They started the Earth Spirit mid with the Storm. They even had the Dazzle behind trying to snipe the Courier.
Yeah.